Welcome to Retirement Optimizer's how-to videos to help you work through the program and plan your retirement. This video will cover step 7 of the solver of RRSP and TFSA accounts, as well as locked-in retirement accounts. Let's begin with inputs for RRSPs. If you have an account, you must then enter the value at retirement. If you are not yet retired, you can use the FV calculator to estimate the value of the account at predicted retirement. This tool is found in the top right-hand corner of the screen on steps that require the calculation of future values. Let's work through an example. Start by clicking on the FV calculator button, and a pop-up window will appear. Fill in the current value of the account and the expected annual average growth rate during these years, since these funds are invested and should grow somewhat better than inflation. The calculator has automatically entered the number of years of expected retirement input in previous steps, and not the years until retirement. So we must change this number. In this example, we will enter that the individual has 20 years until they will retire. Next, we must fill out the contribution table, which is for individuals that are still making contributions into the account. First, we will enter a title of the investment. The start year refers to the first year contributions are made into the account prior to retirement, and the end year is the final year of the contribution. The annual amount refers to the amount of money that is put into the investment per year. The next column refers to the number of years between contributions. Under the inflation heading, we enter the expected growth rate of these investments over the pre-retirement years, since these funds are invested and are expected to grow. Perhaps the individual plans to make different contribution amounts in the years prior to retirement, so we can create a second row of RRSP. Let's say that they will change the annual contribution at the 11th year prior to their retirement and finish at the final year before they expect to retire. We then enter the new amount that they will contribute to the investment per year, as well as the number of years between contributions. Finally, we enter the annual expected growth rate. The future value combining the growth of the current amount plus contributions over 20 years will be calculated. We can then copy this amount by clicking the Copy to Clipboard button and closing the window so that we can input it into the solver. Now we must enter the expected rate of return as a percentage of the value of the respective account. If you have entered an inflationary factor of 3% on expenses in the previous steps, and you expected that the RRSP, LIRA, and the TFSA would do 2% better than inflation throughout retirement, you would enter a 5. Then enter whether you would like to exclude the account from analysis. If yes, it will simply be part of the net estate value at the end of retirement. Now let's enter the inputs for TFSAs. First, enter the value at retirement, and if needed, you can use the FV calculator. Enter the value of contribution room at the start of retirement. If there is additional room, the optimization algorithm will use that space to calculate when and if funds should be transferred into the TFSA. Then enter the expected rate of return as a percentage and whether you would like to exclude the account from the analysis. Now let's move to the locked-in retirement accounts, which has similar fields to the previous two accounts we have just completed. Once again, enter the value of the account at retirement and use the FV calculator if needed. Then enter the expected rate of return throughout retirement. Additionally, input whether the retiree has started withdrawing from the account. If they have not, enter the age at which they would like to begin withdrawals. Similar to CPP and OAS, the software can calculate the optimal age of withdrawal at step 12, or it can use the specified age that is input here. Finally, select whether you would like to exclude the account from analysis. As with previous steps, complete the same series of inputs for the spouse if there is one on the account. Congratulations on completing step 7 of the solver, and we hope to see you at step 8, which covers details of assets.